What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Grassroots 304 podcast. This is episode 15. And this evening, I'm sitting with an awesome band out of Lexington, Kentucky. This is Dark Moon Hollow. Hey, guys.
What up?
Howdy.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Good. To my right here, I guess to your left, it would be Trey. We've
Hey.
got Ishi. We've got JD. And last, we've got Riley. So, yeah, welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks,
We're
Michael.
going to hop
Appreciate
right
it.
into it here. Night here at the shop in Dunbar, West Virginia, correct?
Is there?
That starts at about 9 o'clock, something like that.
I believe it
9:30?
starts at 10.
At 10.
Yeah,
okay,
for
okay.
the opening, I goes on at 10.
Now this isn't your first time here. You've all played here back in what, like March, February?
It was definitely cold.
January.
I think it was
Yeah,
January.
January.
cold.
It was
It was
icy
cold.
outside.
Yeah, it was cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was like that was the night that it snowed here. Yeah, it was
Did it?
snowing. It was snowing.
I think I recall busting my ass outside. Not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets really icy, January, February, and it's like, yeah.
I'm just
really
liable to do that at
Yeah.
times.
He was just talking shit.
All right, so tell me, guys, explain what kind of sound you all have. It's bluegrass, but it's not just like it's not your grandpa's bluegrass. What kind of bluegrass is this?
I usually describe it as like a kind of honky tonkish jamgrass thing. There's a lot of classic country and bar music influence, but we also go to festivals and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely pull off some bluegrass that older people would like.
Plenty of traditional stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'd say you definitely got the traditional.
But
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
we definitely we definitely like to write some pretty raucous lyrics into our original material. So keeping that in mind, you got to take the traditional with the not so traditional if you want to sit through an entire show.
Yeah. And you blend it together, and then you come out with something beautiful at the end, right?
Trying anyway.
Try to.
Yeah,
All
trying.
right, so how long have you all been playing together?
Okay, so the band was formed. I think it's actually about
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Here in actually might be almost today. Whenever I created the Facebook page, and then
Today it was today.
yeah, but
I have no idea.
but so there's been multiple members to the band, but Riley joined probably I guess a year and a half, 2 years into it,
It's been about 3 years now.
and 3 years. Well, yeah, I know. Sorry,
I mean, I've been playing with the band for about 3 years.
And then
New babies.
I guess Ishi has been playing with us for about a year,
Yeah.
and JD is about the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but that's. I mean, so I guess you could say we've been this band for about a year.
Yeah, me and
Okay.
JD kind of just rolled in last year. We started jamming a little bit. You were with us in January.
Yeah, he was.
So it was last year. I started playing with the band around the time. Was it August?
Yeah, I think it's September.
It was August.
One of the first ones I remember you being with us for was summer camp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Summer camp music festival.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
So, did you all just meet up there, or tell me about that?
Well,
No, we've all known each other for quite a while.
Yeah, actually, my band, my other band in Lexington, was doing a contest. We were doing it the summer camp Battle of the Bands, and Dark Moon Hollow beat us out of that contest.
Thanks, Whit.
And that was
shut
that was actually before. What was that? Before COVID?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
yeah.
The
it was-
contest was before COVID.
That was pretty soon
And,
after I joined.
And so, anyways, it was that was supposed to go down, and then they canceled it, and so a year went by, and I don't know why they asked me to join the band, but we've been hanging out for a long time, and me and Riley have been playing music on stages since he was a teenager, and
just got done being one.
he's just done with that. But yeah, that was, summer camp was kind of the initial start for me. But JD what it was like
Moonshiner's Ball. And I think it was
Moonshiner's
his
Ball,
first-
which
his
was
first
in September. So it was
It
like a
wasn't-
month
no,
after I.
It wasn't the first gig, but it was the first, festival that he came to us with and like saw how we do.
I just
Yeah.
remember that we were like learning the songs like at the same time, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, you got it right on the head. Yeah, it's about like within a month span.
Well, and I met JD. I guess you met him at the same time, like really soon after I joined the band. We, played with Mama Said in his hometown, and we stayed at his house and stuff. And
Mama Said string band.
Yeah.
Hank, Hank, we're doing an interview.
This is important.
I mean,
He is.
I concur.
It really is.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at, bud. But no, yeah, it's we good friends.
Okay, cool. So you all released your first album. I was reading you had recorded it maybe I guess at the beginning of the pandemic and then released it on Halloween of was that last year 2021?
No, it was 2020.
2020.
Yeah,
okay.
so it was during the pandemic, I believe, that we did release it, and yeah, and we had actually been working the songs up for like 3 years, and it's like kind of like shit or get off the pot, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so at that point, it felt like we didn't really have much of an option because nobody knew whenever the whole like COVID thing was going to be,
Yeah.
at least subsiding, and so we were just like, okay, well, we might as well do it. It sucks because we weren't able to really do like release shows for it, but it was actually in a way I feel like kind of like beneficial, like the silver lining in the fact that people couldn't go anywhere, so what are they gonna do? Like listen to music, watch TV, and all that shit. So
Right.
yeah, so I think it actually could kind of help a little bit as well, like in other ways.
All right, so like typically as it would go, you would play these songs at shows, you'd build them up, you would make the album, and then you'd go on tour to promote the album. But with coronavirus going on, you couldn't do that. So like, how much more did it make it more difficult to try to get your music out there because of that, or it's like your fans that you had already supported you, and how did that go?
Well, as time went on, they started letting the restrictions go back, and there was, the shows where they're very separated and stuff like that, and that helped. But I think a lot of it's been word of mouth. People sharing it or listening to it, but
right.
yeah.
What? Go ahead. Sorry.
I just wanted to say also that I feel like we actually had a lot easier time than a lot of other local bands and bands that we're friends with, as far as being able to play during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, we didn't tour or anything, but we still found ourselves playing quite a bit, and, the album definitely made its rounds in a pretty non-trivial way.
So, I had something right on the tip of my tongue. And
I'm sorry.
There real quick. But how about this? What instruments do you guys play? I know that bluegrass it varies.
Bluegrass
a little
instruments.
bit.
I'm on the turntables.
Yeah. Well, that's not average, is
Lead
it?
kazoo.
Lead kazoo.
I
Okay.
play guitar.
Yeah. Okay. Guitar. Is that like a regular guitar, an acoustic guitar? or
Yeah,
a
I play.
steel guitar?
Well, it's like I play acoustic guitar, and it's like lead and rhythm.
Okay.
Normal acoustic guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Plays a hind.
Hind.
What do you play, Ishi?
It's a regular old hindy. I'm a fiddle player mostly, and just dabble in other stringed instruments for writing and the creative process or whatever the sound needs or whatever. I
whatever.
don't know. Whatever, man.
What's the difference between a fiddle and a violin?
You don't spill beer on a violin.
A violin's got strings. Fiddle's got strings.
Okay, so I've always wondered these. So I've always wanted to ask this question.
It's the same instrument. It's just what you're playing
This
with.
is a stylistic kind of thing. You know
It's
what I mean?
like saying like hollow or holler, right?
Essentially.
They're about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ex-
actually, that's a really good way to put it.
except you don't spill beer on a violin.
You don't spill beer on a hollow.
JD, what do you play?
I played Doghouse.
The Doghouse. For those of us that don't know what the Doghouse is.
Stand-up bass.
Stand-up bass. That's cool. How long have you been playing that?
few hours.
Just a couple minutes. I'd say about 7 years.
Okay. So I remember there was a kid I was in high school with, and he played the stand-up bass, and this thing was huge, like absolutely ridiculously huge. Is it big? Is it huge?
Oh, it's big.
He's got a big one.
Oh, it's big. It's a hog.
I guess I'm gonna find out here in a little bit, right?
No,
It's during
If you stick
fall.
around,
Hey, you could just.
if
whip
we
it
don't
out,
scare you
pack
off,
it.
whip it out, JD. Show him your big one.
Show them that big dog house.
Just switch this over to Pornhub, dude, on Facebook, man.
This is only bands.
I'm sure they probably are.
It's
Yeah.
only wings.
Tis something of a sausage.
A whole
Riley-
more hub.
Riley, what do you play?
I play mandolin.
Mandolin. Okay.
Yeah.
That's like the little tiny guitar, right?
There and abouts.
Yeah.
It's like if a fiddle was a guitar.
Yeah. Is that the same thing that like people in Hawaii play?
Where?
In Hawaii,
No, that'd be ukulele.
ukulele. Okay. You see how like musically inclined I am.
Oh, you're good. It gets called that frequently, so it's all good.
You're really trying to irritate him. You just call it ukulele.
Yeah.
That's
No, you made me do it.
That's cool. That's cool. So you guys have a new album coming out. You've got a single that's going to be released on December 30th. Tell me about this single. Tell me about the album.
So the single is called Bar Sleep Blues, and
Bar Sleep Blues.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
Trey wrote it.
I got the mumbles.
Trey
all
wrote
good.
Trey wrote the song "The Bar Sleep Blues."
I sure did.
Okay.
I wrote it about our original bassist. He was a really good friend of all of ours, and
We had a picture of him set up, but it fell over.
then he knocked it over.
Is it right side up?
but I wrote it about him in this bar in Lexington called Lina's,
Which is closed.
which is closed now.
Uh-huh.
But it was like his favorite place, and but yeah, it was like I wrote it like probably I'd say 5 years ago, and then we kind of brought it back around 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. We've got a world-class slide player on there, Travis Toa on the dobro.
Shouts out.
Dobro. Okay. And that's the one that you play on your lap, right?
Yeah. I mean,
You
you can stand,
yeah.
but if you're sitting, you'd have to lay
Like
it
Jerry
down,
Douglas, if you imagine a Jerry Douglas playing an instrument, you probably imagine him playing a dobro.
Yeah, it's just a guitar sideways, yeah. But but he is badass.
Okay.
He's incredible.
All right, that's cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's a really great track. I recommend it. When it drops, you should definitely go listen to it.
We have
It's a
pre-save links
jammer.
and shit.
Oh, yeah. Where can you find those at?
You can find the pre-save links on our Facebook, but then also after this show, it will be on Instagram too, on
Okay.
our bio.
Also, if you just go to Spotify or wherever and like that song, or I think press the download button, it'll throw it on there when it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, Hank.
Hank's
Bar
very
Sleep-
excited
Bar
about it.
Sleep.
Yeah,
Don't
that's how
tell
rowdy
him.
it is.
Just say
Download.
rowdy.
That's how rowdy it is.
Yeah. So is he the mascot?
He is a mascot.
Of
Yeah.
sorts.
Is he the
Things.
manager?
Yeah. No, he definitely.
He
is not the
manages.
manager.
He looks like he's old enough and wise enough to be the manager, though.
This is Master Splinter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of dog is this?
an
Three-legged.
old one.
Yep. Mountain. He's a mountain dog
Mountain dog.
from Leslie County.
Yeah.
That's a large rat.
He reminds me of somebody else's dog. When I walked in earlier, actually, I thought it was somebody else's dog, and it's not. But he is beautiful in his old age. I'll say
Thank you.
that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
A fine specimen.
He's a wise attack dog.
He's doing good.
So you take him on the road with you often, or just like this is a special thing?
Definitely always take him to the shop in Dunbar
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, that's a
He is.
guaranteed good time.
Well, all dogs are allowed here: DOWGs and DAWGs.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
I spelled it wrong first time: DOGS and DAWG.
Dogs. Dogs.
Okay, so y'all got this album that's coming out. You got this new song that's coming out on December 30th. You can find the pre-saves for it on their website, on Spotify, and on Facebook as well. Man, where else? This is your last show of the year, correct?
Is there?
Yeah. You got any big plans for 2023?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of releasing the album itself. You know,
Do
so
some touring
yeah,
with that.
yeah, and I can. Well, you can touch back on that.
Obviously, you're going to be doing some touring. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
you're
but
fine.
like we're definitely we're talking to some camera crew people, you know, about trying to get some videos for some new tracks, that some of the tracks that are on the new album. You know, we're trying to work that in. You know, just we've got some ideas for that, and vinyl. We want to do vinyl. It'll be the first vinyl that this band has ever come out with.
That's
So.
cool. Yeah,
CDs
vinyl's coming back too.
Yeah.
CDs are like VHS now, man.
Yeah, CDs.
CDs are more like business cards
Yep.
at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, think about like how many people like have a device that they can actually listen to.
Right.
Like, unless you've got an older vehicle, like most of them aren't built with them anymore, right? Or unless you've got like a boombox or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
We're all listening.
I'll tell you what,
to,
we all have a
we're,
car that can do
we're all
play
listening. Yeah, we're all listening to burned CDs of the album in order to get used to the order and stuff at the moment. But
Right.
no one else wants to buy them from us. So
I think that's like one of the best things that you could do actually to support a band is buy their music, buy the CD, buy the merch.
buy a shirt.
You know, of course, like pay to get in, but support the band because like they may not have the extra money coming in. Like I don't know what y'all sort of make or anything. It's not my business, but like every little bit
$1
helps,
million.
right? You know, like your merch money would go back into gas at least to get you home or something like that, or have a pack of cigs or some beer later on, or whatever. It may be.
Absolutely.
But it's supporting the band that goes a long way, and it's always good to buy their merch and represent the people that you like.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like
If you
where
don't
your
have
head's
CD,
at.
like, buy a fucking CD.
Yeah.
Give it to don't give it to anybody. Buy a CD and then go buy a
Give it to your
boombox,
grandma.
Give it to your grandma. Hey, grandma, check
Bring
out this
boom
awesome
boxes
band.
back.
Your grandma will probably
Merry
love
Christmas.
us, dude.
sorry.
No,
I had some beer on my mustache, just went flying. Like fucking asteroids.
This one's
bro.
for Hank.
Yeah, sorry about that, Hanky.
So, like, what else you guys into aside from like playing music and stuff? Like, one of you guys got a cool day job?
Oh man,
No.
I'm not the biggest fan of mine, but I do work. I do work a full-time job.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to work.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
now, till you make it.
Well, yeah. That's always
Right.
that's always the goal. I reckon I've always heard that there's no retirement in rock and roll. So
I just play music for money at the moment, but I also am hungry a lot. So.
You gotta eat. Well,
I feel like Riley is definitely doing what I was doing in my early 20s. Trying to do as much of the just shows as possible. But like having that day job, not being on the road constantly, it definitely gets in the way of the creative process. Like like I don't know if you want to, I push around boxes and set tables and chairs all day. Like I don't know if I can write that many songs about that. I mean, there might be a really good song.
it'd be impressive.
I'd be impressed with just one good one.
I've heard some like weird songs from Fish that are lamer than just like pushing boxes around. So
That's fair. I've heard some pretty lame songs from Fish too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the goal is
Like
to just
most
not
of them.
wait music like Fish.
Yeah.
If I could just write
Even if the
anybody else's
music is like Fish, that's fine. Just don't write words like Fish.
So I would
Damn it.
assume when it comes to the ultimate question, Fish or the Grateful Dead,
Widespread
Like
panic.
that. Widespread motherfucking panic.
would that be it? Fish or the Widespread Panic?
I think that's kind of the dichotomy at the
I was
moment.
always Dead and Panic.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
like
Dead and Fish. Sorry.
I
Yeah,
love the Dead,
Got
but
me
like
fucked
you're
up.
not around anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the world has room for all three. Really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I've seen Dead
prefer
go.
Grateful
It's
Dead.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely the Grateful Dead, but if it comes down to Panic and Fish, it's
Right.
Fish.
Yeah. Well, for you.
Do you guys play any covers by either of those bands? By the Dead or by Fish?
We do.
We play
uh,
more Dead
we
covers.
do a
than
couple Dead
Fish.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always feel kind of weird doing doing
But
Grateful Dead covers. Just for me because like they're not. I don't listen to them a ton, but like I respect them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you think about like the vast number of songs that those bands have covered, that has been an integral part of their repertoire. You can't really say that you don't cover
Right.
those bands,
Right, like
in one way or another, because
we do some Dead songs, but we also cover some of the same songs that the Dead covered.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Fish, I'm sure, and
Yeah.
you know, like if you think about like all the bluegrass music that there is, like Fish loves bluegrass music. Maybe they don't play it very well, but the Grateful Dead loves bluegrass. Jerry Garcia loves bluegrass music, and he's awesome at it.
Honestly, I think Jerry's a better banjo player than guitar player.
There you go.
Hot take.
You know?
Zing!
That's what he had enough fingers for.
Oh, shit.
So, sorry, y'all. I was just having to look.
You're
The
fine.
stream, is it just me, or is it looking a little bit fuzzy over there? On the stream.
I think it's
Waka,
just
waka,
me.
waka.
I think the camera might be
We're all
drunk.
decently
The camera might
fuzzy.
be
Yeah,
drunk.
I'm a pretty fuzzy guy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hank's in the way. That's what it is.
Let me just check it in. You guys ever done a podcast before?
We've been on the radio.
Yeah, what radio? What radio station?
Was it WUKY?
Yeah, I think so. Or like the local like WFPK station.
No.
Is that out of
Yeah.
Lexington?
Yeah, it was with this lady Renee Collins. They do this listen locally thing. But yeah, we did it with them. I actually are doing we're doing another podcast next Thursday called What the Shuck.
What the Shuck?
Yeah, it's our buddy Austin Shuck, and he's a pretty good dude. He's good at what he does. He just had his it's like a 1-year anniversary party
Oh, cool.
at the Burl in Lexington the other day.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna be doing that. I don't know. I really enjoy doing it.
I don't think you put in a group chat.
Yeah, podcasts are fun, and it's a good way to have a little bit more of an in-depth conversation that you can't necessarily get on the radio, because you're restricted to time frames. I used to be on the radio
can't
a
say
couple years
fuck.
ago, and it's you only get so much amount. It's not really. You can kind of pick and choose, but it's generally like 5 or 10 minutes sort of thing, and then it cuts.
Depends on how interesting you are, I reckon.
Yeah, it does depend a lot on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a boring interview?
Oh man,
I've been
Aside
the
from this
most.
one.
I feel like I've been the most boring person to interview in a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
Yep.
Job interviews are typically.
I was about to say I hated
I
everyone.
don't like those.
I had to
hate
do.
job interviews.
I had to do a video interview one time for, I think it was Sykes or something like that over in Hazard, and it was during the pandemic, and I was like living back at home and trying to find a job, and it was like, okay, work from home. They'll give you everything you need to work from home. And I was like, okay, cool, and I'll do this video interview. And they were like, in a short video, describe why you think that you're, good for this job. And it was like, it was laughable. I'm like, no, how does anybody get this job? No one's good for this job. Like, I'll be terrible with people. Like, people having problems with computers. Like, okay, maybe it's all spelled out there.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I would have a really hard time not just being an asshole the whole time.
Job interview.
They definitely emailed me and told me that I was not what they were looking for.
It's
After,
okay. Y'all are not.
I'm
what
pretty sure I was
looking for either.
laughing halfway through the video.
Job interviewers are always like, so tell me why you want this job, or why you'd like to do this job. And well, I've always been very passionate about eating.
Right.
You have to
About
pay my bills.
paying.
Yeah,
Right.
I like to have money.
Yeah, there's one job interview I think of particularly. I've worked plenty of places over the years, but there's one that sticks out to me over time that I remember going to, and it was at Ticketmaster. And yeah, everybody hates Ticketmaster, but like that's they pay. At least they used to. They used to pay pretty good. At least I thought.
They better.
They make people pay.
As much money as they're making, they better.
They have enough money to.
Well,
Oh, Lord.
needless to say, I went to the interview. Everything went well until they put me out on the floor to do like a little test run, and I
You couldn't drive it like it's hot.
For my life, I could not pay attention to what I was hearing because there's so much chitter chatter around me. And after we got done doing the little thing and sitting next to this guy, and we went back into the office and I talked to the guy and I said straightforward, I was like, dude, it's like I I'm not going to be suited for this job at all. It's like, I can't hear shit. It's like, I'm not going to be able to pay attention, so I'm just going to cut it right here. And
thanks for your time.
Nice meeting you. And that's like the only interview that I never went through that I wasn't confident enough, at least to like bullshit my way through. It's like, no, it's like, I ain't fucking with this one.
Right.
So,
Well, I had a job interview once at UPS, and it was actually it was a pretty good job as far. You weren't like loading packages and all that shit. Well, I go there, and it was like about 45 minutes away. I get all the way there, and I'm dressed up at least as good as I can be. And then they have like metal detectors, right? And so like the people that are about to interview me are on the other side of the metal detectors, and then I have to put all my stuff out, and then I forgot that I had put rolling papers in my pocket. And so I throw it down, I throw all my shit down, and then in the little bowl, and I was like, oh god, dude. And
I'ma just go.
And they just watch me kind of reach for it, and then I was like, fuck it. And so then I go in to the interview, and they're already probably just like, yeah, this ain't gonna go well. But then I walk in, and they're like, the first question they ask, they're like, okay, so, good to meet you. Do you have any family members that work for UPS? And I was like, yeah. They're like, okay, that concludes this interview. We cannot hire you because of nepotism. And I was like, oh. Lord. I was like, was it not the rolling papers? It's like, my ass.
that's funny. Did you have the dreads back then, too?
No. I definitely I just came out of, a
baseball game.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance concert at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember. I like My Chemical Romance. I had that. I don't even know what the album was, but it was the one that had "I'm Not Okay" and all their popular
You don't
ones
like
from
My Chemical
2004.
Romance.
Solid.
Yeah, I was like a partial emo kid, but I couldn't pull off the fucking tight jeans and the eyeliner.
I feel the shit out of that.
I still
dude.
can't pull them off. They're still on.
They're stuck as shit.
That's funny, man. You right on it with that.
Yeah.
Where's the cymbal? Hit the. It is 9 o'clock. This has been a good interview so far, guys.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, not a problem. Before, I know you wanted to kind of cut things short a little bit, or not short, I should say, but normally we go for about an hour. But you said you wanted to have a little bit of time before the show starts, so you can get.
I like to
Good
keep things
talk.
brief.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's one particular story that I wanted to ask you about before we went. I heard that you were kidnapped. Trey.
Yeah, and I'll give you kind of the footnotes because it's an interesting.
It's involved.
Yeah, it's a very involved story. Well, I was 17. It was 2 days before my 18th birthday, and I was going to go pick up my niece from her daycare, and I was going to go take money out of my mom's account to pay the daycare. And so when I go do it, this lady walks in. I take the money out. This lady walks in. She's like, "Hey, does anyone want to make $20?" And I was going to my high school homecoming game, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go buy some weed. And so then I was like,
To go with my rolling paper.
and nobody said anything. And then she's like, I just need to ride closer to New Albany, which is 15 minutes from where I was at. And I was like, well, I can do it. And so she's like, okay. So we go and get in the car, and then her friend, it was another woman. She goes and gets in the back seat, and she sits in the child's seat, and we're driving down the road. They're actually super nice people at that point. And they offered me Xanax and vodka, which I was like, I'm all right. And at that
That's
point,
very nice of you, but I'm 17.
Yeah, I think this is probably why they
The first red flag.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Xanax and vodka.
I am
Let's
driving.
Yeah.
Those don't go
Pull the
together.
wheel.
But so then we keep driving and everything, and we get to this little shopping center back in my hometown, and I pull over, and I was like, yo, so I can't go any further because I'm going to be late to picking these people up, or to picking my niece up. And the lady in the passenger seat looks around, and she's like, hold up. And I was like, I think she's going to tell me she doesn't have $20, which I was going to be also equally
But it
pissed
was
off.
worse.
She reaches in and pulls out a Glock, and she cocks it, bullet pops out. She's like, you got to take us a little bit further than this. And I was like, oh. And so I cry a lot.
Wow.
And and I'm like, that's when I started explaining that I am very, pretty young. And so then come on over here. But then so then they're like, fuck. Yeah, they're like,
I guess I won't then.
they're like, well, fuck that. I don't care. We need money. Get back on the road. We get on the road. We go down to New Albany. they start kind of bickering with each other. I actually think the lady in the back felt like she was like she didn't know this was gonna happen. I have a feeling she didn't. They were drinking vodka and doing Xanax. We pull up to this gas station. They're like, stop here. We're gonna pull more money out of this ATM. And to be real with you, this is like the only thing Xanax and vodka together have ever really done for me, because they brought me into this gas station with them. So the lady has the gun in her pocket. We go in there, and there's like 8 full-grown men in there, and we like are sitting at the ATM, and I'm like waiting for this transaction to process and to pull out this money, and I watch the lady with the gun like watch this car go by, and she like takes her left foot, puts about 8 inches forward, and as soon as she did that, I grabbed her and put her in a rear naked choke, and everybody in the gas station's just like, what the fuck?
What is this young man doing?
Yeah, this poor woman. Exactly. And so then, that's when I was just like, somebody please help me. I'm being like robbed, and I was like, this lady has a gun, and as soon as I said this lady has a gun, everybody, the cashier, everybody, fucking just like dips out the opposite door. And I was like, okay, so this is where we're at, and then.
Thanks, guys.
Finally, finally the lady.
Have a nice robbery.
Yeah, right. It's okay. I got this. And then the other lady, finally like is not in shock anymore that I'm doing this, and she comes at me. I start fighting her off. We slam back into the coolers, and she ends up coming back at me. I end up I'm holding this woman with like her arm with the gun, and I throw an elbow and fucking knocks the other lady out, and then she her friend that I'm holding take her down to the ground and land on top of her. She starts trying to pull me off. That girl just like is
Finally.
like, okay. That girl's like,
Finally, it starts getting good.
Yeah. The girl dip sets on her friend and just like runs out the door, and this lady, is like struggling pretty solidly, and she's like, I'll give you the gun if you let me breathe. And I was like, well, that seems like a fair trade. And so I reach in and grab the gun out of her hand, and I stand up, and then as I'm doing this, this gas station is no joke 2 blocks from the courthouse, from the jailhouse. And so as I'm doing it, I'm holding the gun. I put my foot on her back, and then like the detective is like starts pulling his gun out on me, and he's like, screaming at me to like, he's like, put the gun down, and I'm like,
Show me your hand.
I'm like crying, and the
Don't reach.
Yeah, the cashier comes in, and he's like, the cashier comes in. And he's like, it's not him, it's her. And so I run and give him the gun. Well, then the legal process goes through for a while. But they ended up getting, I think one got 10 years and the other one got 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
in prison.
wild.
Yeah. Well, I think actually the reason that it was 2 days before my birthday, the 18th birthday, they got more for kidnapping a minor.
Right.
Had it been the next day, I would have been legally an adult, And so that was like, man, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really crazy. I can't believe that you would have to be subjected like that, and like women too, of all things. You would expect it maybe from like a stereotypical like an older guy that's gonna try to hold you up or something like that. But,
well, these women definitely were looking pretty rough looking.
Well, I think we can assume what they needed the money for.
Yeah, right.
So, if you had any advice to give to some young people out there, what would it be?
Don't give strangers
as far
rides.
as like bad people, fishy people being around.
Don't get in a car with women that are on Xanax
Or let them in your car.
Well, yeah.
or let them in your car. Like,
Yeah, I thought that I was gonna say don't go pick up your niece because that was. Next time out, my older sister was supposed to did it from there on.
Don't
out.
go to homecoming.
If you're considering kidnapping a minor, I'd say reconsider.
Wait a day.
Maybe try
Sleep on
be
it.
sharp.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
man,
What a story though. That really is. That's crazy, man.
I made the whole thing up.
God damn.
It's quality content.
Right. Yeah, whatever sells it.
Well, like imagine if things had went south though, like in that tussle between that lady. What if the gun had went off or something? I mean, you're lucky to be alive here today. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an interesting feeling. Like at that time I was a pretty depressed person, and like and everybody after that was just like, man, like he's probably traumatized. And I was like, I got a new like take on life. You know,
Right.
I'm just like this, like kind of depressed young kid listening to like depressing music and not really having many issues. And then I was like, oh wait, this is actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. It's kind of on subject with that or on topic. Have you ever heard of Soft White Underbelly?
I have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. He's a film producer. But he makes
What's his
YouTube
name?
videos.
Mark. And
Mark something maybe.
it's Mark.
Thanks.
Mark. How do you say Mark?
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, they actually
Everyone just take turns saying Mark.
he actually interviewed a couple of people that I went to high school with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As he's interviewed people here in West Virginia, and like he was talking about, giving you kind of like a new look on life in a way, like seeing somebody that has it worse off than you, and then making you realize like how fortunate that you really are to, be able to live a normal lifestyle, at least to have, be able to use your body properly, or walk, or talk, or just be educated enough to live a normal life as much as possible.
Yeah,
And there's,
my body works the way it should. I'm not gonna say I use it properly though.
what is it?
I was like, my body works the way it should. I'm not gonna say I use it properly though.
Right.
Everyone else uses those.
It's been used pretty
In the
properly.
band,
Yeah.
pretty tight knit.
It's good to be tight knit. You guys are homies.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, real tight. If there's who drives on the road, how about that? Who do you all put your lives in their hands?
It's different.
It's
Depending
different.
on when. Like I drove me and Trey up here, but last time we came up, Trey drove.
We all have different driving styles,
Some are right.
I like to eat a cheeseburger while I'm driving.
Yeah, right. As long as you're like 10 and 2 and stay in between the lines, you're doing good. right?
More of just an 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what? For
Lean
real
back.
though, like I would definitely, in a not sober situation, like I would, if any one of us was sober versus every one of us not sober, like I think, I mean, I would be good with any of us driving all of us somewhere.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know about myself. I probably would.
I trust you the most because
probably
you are the
would
sober one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
Congratulations, by the way.
Well,
It's been
I-
almost like a year already, or more than that, right? Yeah.
2.
It's almost 2 years. Yeah.
Well,
Really?
Yeah.
You're a bad friend.
one
Trey.
and a half years.
Sober from what, if you don't mind me asking?
Alcohol.
Okay,
No
awesome.
alcohol for old Ish. It cuts down on the jail time.
By quite a bit.
That'd be free meals.
I don't
but-
get to be drunk, but I also don't have to be incarcerated.
Yeah,
So that's
that's a good reason.
Gets to be in his own custody.
Orange is his color.
I remember pleading guilty to a DUI once because I had to be at a show the next day, and that was the only way that I was going to get out of jail. And
Committed.
it sucked so bad
That's wild.
Damn.
I did not know
because
that.
it costed so much more to get to the other side of that DUI than it did to get to the than it paid to get to the show.
$100 at the
Yeah,
show
right.
for $10,000.
Fucking birds of a feather or something.
Jesus.
And I can't say that I've ever had. Well, no, maybe once when I was 22. I had on my birthday when I was 22. I went to Huntington.
Oh yeah.
Went down there, run around, and got drunk. Got really drunk, more than I expected to. And
Well,
got
it's your
back in my
birthday.
car to go drive away, and I made it not even a block. Rounded a turn, hit some cones I wasn't paying attention to. I was fucking with my radio, and I got the whoop whoop. And luckily, those cops, I guess they took pity on me because I didn't have a record. No, nothing.
That
I was
helps.
always good. Yep. And it was my birthday.
Yep.
And they told me that they would let me go back home, but I had to come back and get my vehicle by 8 a.m. or it'd be towed. And after I got back to my friend's apartment, I ended up getting in a little bit of altercation with them over. We had some words, and I had to hoof it back from where they lived over by like St. Mary's, if you're familiar with, over in Huntington. So it was like a 3.5 mile walk
Damn.
from the St. Mary's area back over to like Fifth Avenue sort of thing.
Walked off all the alcohol.
I walked it all out. Yep, stopped at Speedway, picked up a pack of cigarettes, and cheaped on those, and drank a cup of coffee, and tried to figure out how to get back. And I don't even know if I had a phone that was. I guess my phone was working at the time, but yeah, drunk, walked it back, found my vehicle, and then I drove back to Taze Valley. That's where I was living at the time.
You'll have it on
You
the
made
big
it up.
jobs.
I made it. Yeah, didn't get my vehicle impounded.
Oh,
didn't
man,
go to
that's-
jail.
that's
and
good.
It's,
That's
same
Seems to be
story
the
now.
opposite
man.
problem.
Good
Yeah.
deal.
So, but I don't drink. Drink every once in a while, but I don't really have any vices.
So somebody that has a lot of vices would say. Neither do I.
I got a lot of ice clamps like in the garage.
What is it?
So I got a lot of ice clamps like in the garage.
Vice clamp, like a vice grip.
He sure does.
Yeah. I know what that is. I've worked around a vehicle a couple times. You use vice grips for different
I
things.
don't know shit about cars.
I just watch YouTube videos for shit I don't know. That's how everybody does it, right?
That's how I figured out how to put the oil in the gas tank.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I know. It's a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mix of what?
Oil and gas.
Oh.
Coolant.
That's a two-stroke then, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got them 2-stroke cars.
All it takes.
That was my nickname in high school.
This is a riding weed eater.
That's what she said, huh? Well, y'all, it's been about 45 minutes now. It's 9:15. So if you'd like, go ahead and wrap things up here. Would you like to give a plug or not? Would you like to give a plug? Would you like to tell everybody where they can find your music at? Find your
Pretty
social
much
medias,
anywhere
all
that you
stuff.
like to listen to it.
Yeah.
We're on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. I think we're
Yeah.
on Tidal.
After this
Okay.
show, we'll have some more live footage to rifle through on the old YouTube, I'm sure.
Well, the albums are also on YouTube.
Also, albums on YouTube.
Yeah, the
Also-
new album that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
It'll be on YouTube, Spotify, all those places.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty much wherever.
What's your social medias?
Personal or
And what's the band's social media? If you want to give out your personal, hey, go for it.
I think
Yeah, what
we
is your OnlyFans?
I only have a Tinder account.
we usually come up pretty close to the top if you just search Dark Moon Hollow.
Dark Moon Hollow, okay.
Yeah,
Not
we're
Holler.
Nope.
Yeah, Hollow with an OW. Ow.
LLOW.
www.darkmoonhollow.com Facebook.com// where is it back right? / Dark Moon Hollow Bluegrass. And then I can't remember. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we have a band camp also.
Yeah.
Camp, okay.
There's some embarrassing stuff on that. So,
Yeah.
go look at it.
And of course, if you want to come down and see them, they're going to be playing live here at the shop tonight. We're at 1521. Always botcher it. We're in Dunbar. You could ask Siri or look it up on Google. We are right in the heart of Dunbar, downtown. I think it's 1521.
I think it's 1255 Ohio.
1255 Ohio Avenue. So I need to write it down here, y'all. But yeah, come down and see them. Support live local music. And also, make sure you check out the Grassroots 304 podcast. I'm on at YouTube. I'm on Rumble. It's going to be on Spotify here soon as well. And check out the Facebook page at Grassroots 304 podcast. I'm Michael Grass. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.
Michael Grass.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
Hey,
you, man.
thanks to all you guys. Thank you to all our dedicated fans for being here and listening to this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry.
Fun times.
Thank you, Larry.
There you go. Yeah, Larry. Big shout out to Larry. He's always making sure things are taken care of.
Dipping out.
He
He
said,
says, peace, I'm out.
he said it's
Dippin' Dots.
fucking cold,
Hey,
dog.
man, if it weren't for him, the music scene has kind of died in Charleston over, since coronavirus, but some of the, key places that music was at was been shut down. So to have a new venue for people to come to and play and to get that music out there that people may not have heard you, it's a great thing. He's really doing a great thing for the community. And not only for, Dunbar, but for West Virginia, too.
I agree. I'm glad to see this place growing and continuing to develop into what it's going to be. He's told me, hey, stories of this place. Before he even had it.
Right.
That it was. It's been so many things, and now it's in his hands, and I think he's doing a great thing with it.
It can only go up.
Hell yeah.
It can only get better.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Mike.
Not a problem, man.
Yeah,
Glad you
yeah.
guys came on.
Yeah.
Me
Yep,
too.
thank you.
I don't even know if these things are on anymore.
I
But
said,
I'm gonna join JD.
I'm in the groove
Do we
now.
just
so.
get up and slowly walk away?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Take a minute, do what you gotta do, you know?
He did
I don't know
it.
if it's on still or not, but hey, let's-
Yeah. All right, time for the adult part of this adult segment.